In this video I'm going to show you some of the most common solo winter camping mistakes and how you can avoid them. Right now I'm heading out with the dog team and I'm going to camp outside tonight. I'm going to talk about 3 common mistakes people do when they go solo camping and how to avoid them.
Honey, put your phone down. I know you've been hurting. This spiral's a lonely road. Take my hand and listen. Maybe one day you'll cross paths and you both got new perfumes. And the life you used
It is like 10 degrees below 0 Celsius and it's so damp and it's so moist and yeah, it's really chilly, so I need my extra jacket. If you're new to this channel, my name is Matti. Together with my partner Stina, we run dog sled tours and guided camping trips all around the year in Swedish Lapland. So winter camping and outdoor life is what we're doing for a living. I live in Jokkmokk, just above the Arctic Circle in northern Sweden. And here's my 8 dogs for this tour. And the noisy guy in the back, that's Matai. And he's very talkative. He really wanna go now. And I'm going to continue driving for a while. So it's already getting so dark, so I want the lamp. The first mistake is about mindset. A lot of people avoid solo camping because they think it's lonely or it's boring or dangerous to be out alone and a lot of things like that. The only thing you have to keep in your mind is to start small. Make it close to your home. Don't make extended week-long expedition into some national parks far away in the Arctic. Try to make something close to home and where you can learn to know your equipment and so on. You hear? Matai. Solo camping can actually be very nice because it's you and the nature, you and the dog. But actually I'm not solo camper. I always, or more or less all the time, have dogs with me. Joppe. Joppe. So one good thing you can do when you're coming to a place like this is to open up a little bit and ventilate away all the moist that you have inside your clothes. Or you actually change the inner layer. If you have been skiing or walking or doing some physical hard activities, it can be good to swap the inner layer and stay dry like that. Nice to come here. Sometimes it's better to stop before it's getting dark, but yeah, it is how it is. Mistake number 1. You bring a tiny solo tent for a winter camping trip. Okay, this is a huge tent that I have now with the stove and firewood and all that stuff. But in summertime you may be fine with this condom tents where you are very tiny tents. But in winter time when it's colder outside and you spend more time inside, all your bulky clothes is huge, your sleeping bag is more than the double size. You have much more gear and bulky gear on winter tours than on summer tours. So you need more space. That's the first thing. The second thing, is that you spend more time in the tent in wintertime. It's dark, it's cold, and you're sitting in the tent and having dinner and so on. In summertime, you spend more time outside. That's also a reason to have a bigger tent. And then there is a third reason, and that's when you're sleeping in a small tent, it's so easy that your sleeping bag in the night go towards the tent wall, and you have condensation on the tent more or less every time. And if the sleeping bag is close to that, you get a wet sleeping bag. And you also want to change clothes in the tent. And in wintertime, everything like that is much more difficult than in summertime. So what you should consider is what happens if you add 500 gram or 1 kilo extra to your tent that you use during the winter. How much extra space will it be? I prefer a 1.5 or up to 2 person tent for 1 person in wintertime. This tent is a little bit more on the heavy side, but I also have a dog team. So a lot of you are also travel around with a pulka in wintertime, so that extra kilogram doesn't really matter for most of you. And then mistake number 2, not bringing comfort things. It could be a chair like I have now. It could be your favorite coffee, some chocolate like this chocolate. I love this chocolate. And cook a real good dinner that's good for you and that you want. And put the lamps here, make it cozy. So make this whole thing enjoyable for you. Now we're going to have sovas as a dinner. And sovas is reindeer meat that you first prepare with salt, and after that you smoke it. So I'm out so much with groups and with other people. So luxury for me could be to just eating some meat straight out of the pan and just a piece of bread. So for me, this is the small thing that makes the difference between suffering alone in the wilderness, trying to survive. Now I'm sitting here with a nice chocolate and a cup of coffee and just feeling all right. Better than all right. I said it before. A tent with a stove yak like this, that's next level. Definitely next level. And I think small things like that is extra important when you are alone. And then mistake number 3. That's when you let your imagination running wild. Each tiny sound from the forest become a ghost, or a brown bear, or a murderer, or even worse, maybe a troll. Especially here, trolls are kind of normal. And I know stories from this area that can make most of you shitting in your pants. So I'm serious about this. It is actually more easy when you're alone to start letting your mind, letting your imagination getting a free run. And that's not so fun. So if that happened to you, don't feed that thoughts in your brain, because you will just be more and more scared, and it's actually without a reason. And if a spaceship landing here on the lake, when I'm sitting here with aliens coming out, if I survive, at least I got a good story. I think we had to call that a day. But you see, this is a 2-person tent and I'm alone in it. It's not much space here for gear. My feet reach almost the fabric over there, and I'm quite close to the wood stove here. So you need more space than you actually believe. You could have fit 2 person here, of course, but then it's suddenly much less space. So I'm really happy that I don't have a solo tent right now. No trolls have been attacking me so far. No spaceship have been landing close to me so far. So if nothing goes wrong tonight, see you tomorrow, guys. It's a new day and it's time for some coffee. So now in the morning we have a lot of condensation on the tent, but it's not the problem because we light up the fire, open the door and have ventilation, and it will go away. So as you see, I'm not a real solo camper. I have Klaus inside here now, and he's such a cozy guy, really nice guy. So nice with the first coffee. So that was a night out here, and now I'm packing up and heading back home. No aliens came last night and have kidnapped me, and no trolls have been eating either me or the dogs. So yeah, I'm fine. And if you haven't been solo camping before, don't make it too big in the beginning. Try to keep it small, because if something don't feels all right, you feel much more safe if you know that you easily can walk back home. So don't make it too big. And you should see each tour as an education. And each tour is a tiny step forward to something that you want to reach towards your goal. It's the same when we make these YouTube videos. I don't waiting for making the perfect video. I make one video, and during that video I develop new skills, and then I produce next video and develop new skills, and so on. So each video is a kind of education for me to reach my goal. And there is a very famous woman in Sweden, Karin Boye. She had said something like, "Det är vägen som är målet med resan." So I think that's important to remember sometimes. Maybe that's how the life is also. If you have something that you want to add to this video that I forgot to mention, please write it down below. If you're planning a solo trip and you want to have some questions, please leave the questions down below, and I will try to answer as much as possible, and I try to read all comments. I hope you get something out of this video, and I hope you continue wanna follow us. And then I see you in next video, because we're doing much more camping things and winter things now. I think that was all for me. Have a nice journey through the life, and I hope I see you here somewhere out in the cold, or in next YouTube video. That was everything from Matti in northern Sweden. See you next time.